Let me go to my channel, make sure I'm actually live. Okay, I am. Sweet. I'm gonna do the intro then. If everything's all set on my end. Alrighty. I'm ready. Welcome everyone to the Tao Show. Episode 6 is finally here. I'm sorry about the delay. I did not wake up on time. And I thought, I can't speak right now. I thought having yet another phenomenal guest for the halfway mark of Season 1. So let's give it a big welcome to the legendary squirrel VTuber, Civ Avalana. How you doing today?
Woke up. I went also late to bed and then had to wake up for stream early.
Mm-hmm.
I had to delay my stream 1 hour too.
Understandable.
I needed sleep.
Yeah, sleep is not for the weak, apparently.
Nah. And then I had to use 20 minutes to get into an outfit.
Mm-hmm.
That was hard.
Understandable. Alrighty, so for the first question, it's going to be very easy. Just introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah. Hello everyone, my name is Civ Aviana. I am your cute and comfy kiss squirrel. And I like to play games and do gunpla and I'm a variety streamer. Let's go.
Variety, baby.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I'm just gonna call myself a variety baby from now on. Let's go. And yeah,
If anyone wants to watch it without any ads coming in, I posted a link in chat as well.
yes,
Alrighty.
that's really smart.
So the first question I want to get into is, who is Civ? As in, where did the name Civ Avalana come from?
So, who is Sif? That's a good question. So, I am from Denmark. I am technically okay. I was born in Colombia, but I was adopted when I was a baby. Then I've lived in Denmark like all my life almost, but I have like I have the looks, but inside I'm totally Danish. So Sif is like a Nordic name. It comes from Norse mythology. It's a Norse goddess, and so due to my secret name, I actually have two names, and one of them are like a typical Nordic name, and the other one is a Spanish name. It's the one that I received from birth when I was still in Colombia. So I was like, okay, I want to have a Nordic name, and then I also want to have a Spanish name. And then since I'm a squirrel, I chose Aviana because it means hazelnut. Yes.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So
I could have chosen another, like, since I have an acorn around my I have an acorn on me, I could have chosen another name, but Aviana was just prettier.
Aviana does sound a lot prettier.
So yeah, that's where it comes from. It's a little bit of a long story, but yeah.
So you have two names, you said?
Yeah.
Is it for each country, or?
Technically, yeah, my parents just like the original name, so they kept it.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think that's the first time I ever heard someone who had two names.
Oh, really? Like,
Yeah.
I have, like, it's in one combo, so I technically was, if like, with my surname, I have, like, in a middle name, I have 4 names in total.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, I have my mom's and dad's name, so uh and
That's
then I have
nice.
the two first names. And there's no hyphen. There's no
Hmm.
hyphen or anything. It's just
Just full on
names.
names.
Yeah.
So, what is to kind of just go into like more anime and manga? Do you have a favorite anime or manga?
Do I have a favorite anime? No. There is like I have ones that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
I like my isekai. I love Konosuba, but then I
Mm-hmm.
also have my go-to is often a series which is not very well known, which is Natsume's Book of Friends,
Mm.
which is very much like a very comfy slice of life yokai series. So it's still supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also just really like my shonen, so Bleach is like probably up there among my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
But manga wise, I really love Tokyo Ghoul series, the whole
Mm-hmm.
series. So that's probably it for that. Mm,
I know my friend recently reread all of Tokyo Ghoul and had his mind kind of change opinions on it because he's only watched the anime and
yeah.
his opinions of the entire series changed drastically. So,
Holy fuck! You should not watch the anime. That's why I'm saying like for my manga, it's Tokyo Ghoul.
oh
Like
yeah,
you can watch the first series of the anime; it's pretty okay,
mm-hmm.
but it's not an amazing adaptation.
I agree. It's not the best. It's not the worst I've seen.
No,
I think
no,
Promise Neverland is still this one the worst in terms of
I
season
would
two.
still say yeah. No, wait, it's really in terms of season two. I still think. Oh no, I then I disagree because I do think that Tokyo Ghoul season two is worse.
I haven't
And
seen
then we
Tokyo
don't
Ghoul,
even.
so
Yeah.
I've only seen season one. I didn't see any of the other ones because I knew they were bad, and I just forgot to read the manga.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. But the ending is a little bit like for some people, I think the ending of the whole series, like even the second series, is like a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it, and I really liked the characters. So
Hey, that's nothing wrong with that at all. We all have our favorite anime. And you say
yeah,
you're a really big fan of, like isekai.
yeah.
What type of
But
isekais do you usually watch?
I'm not that much of a harem isekai. Like I love, as I said, Konosuba is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Megumin is my Megumin is my spirit animal.
Not true.
But but I really love explosions and setting things on fire. So,
Mm-hmm.
but aside from that, I really like uh now I have to actually think. Mushoku Tensei, I really like that
Mm-hmm.
one. Then from this season, I actually okay now when we were talking isekai, I have not watched a lot. Like you hear a lot of good things about the current season,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but I'm watching their kind of it's a kind of a reverse isekai, which is the Dev Mount Dead Play,
Mm-hmm.
which is going on right now, which is kind of a reverse isekai, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Overlord.
Overlord?
Yeah. Like anime, I've never read. Like I heard that it's a light novel, right? Series
Mm-hmm.
is better than than the anime, probably, especially due to that one scene from I think it's season 4 or 5. I can't remember.
I
A
know
lot of people were angry about that.
I know for example I've read most of Overlord, not all of it. I read most of it. And I will say it
Mm,
is better, but I still like watching the anime. Um
yeah.
it's one of my guilty pleasures. I enjoy Albedo. I enjoy all the characters in it. Um
Yes.
I think
No, I get it.
season 4, for anyone who doesn't know, season 4 was immensely rushed. Um,
Yeah.
and then I guess they're going over a lot of the stuff that happened in the movie, which is fine. But they rushed it, and I was kind of disappointed in that aspect. But season 2 was, to give you an example, season 4 was rushed. Season 2 was wasn't.
It just wasn't.
They dedicated an entire freaking episode to lizard sets.
Oh my god, the fucking lizards! Holy fucking crap! I forgot. I completely like,
Mm-hmm.
don't, no lizard sex, never happened. No.
Yeah, it left my mind completely. That's why
But
whenever lizards pop up in any anime, such as like what was it, the slimiest guy? When I first watched that, the lizard was so annoying, I dropped the show. And I loved it. I
mm,
love
oh, oh yeah, no, I really love slime too.
it's super good. But god
Yes.
damn it, I hated lizards when I first met them. And
Oh,
then
me too.
on season
But I love Gabby now. I really
mhm,
like Gabby now.
you kind of love Gabi in like season 2. It takes me
Yeah.
so long though.
Yes.
Like
But he
it took
gets
me on my
there.
third watch through to kind of like him even more.
Yeah. But yep. And what more? Is there more? There's so many. I talked about overcautious here with Truckee, I
Oh
think.
god, yes.
That
One of
was
my
a good
favorites.
one.
It's one of
Oh,
my
it's also one of your
favorites.
favorites.
Yep.
Ah, well,
You
I do understand why.
can you guess how many times I watched it? Like the entire season, the entire series,
uh, f- five.
13
Five.
times.
Holy no, Oh my god, how could I forget? Okay, this is getting close to one of my new favorites, Eminence and Shadow. I
I
know
haven't
you.
seen it yet.
Oh, oh,
I
I
haven't
love
too
it.
much time to watch too many anime. Like I'm still watching
Mm,
Vinland Saga at the moment.
yeah. Oh my god, are you watching any of the new ones from this season?
Oh
Are
yeah.
you watching the one with the I get reincarnated where the concept of God doesn't exist? I can't remember the actual title, but the one where he like has to make a cult for a goddess.
That sounds
You
interesting, but no.
Oh my god, you should watch that. I
I,
cannot remember what it's called, but it's so good.
I haven't
It's like really
watched.
good. And like the animation is shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's times where the animation budget just like it does not exist. But it just fits so well with the whole like with everything. It's like perfect humor. It's just so
Mm-hmm.
good. Mm.
I haven't watched too much from the season, but the ones I will be watching is like Dr. Stone, Mashal, the Konosuba, um,
Yeah, Mega Man's prequel. I have
Oshinoko,
not.
Demon Slayer, all that fun
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, Demon Slayer. I still haven't gotten around to it yet.
Demon
I
Slayer I
also need to
usually
watch more.
binge. I usually binge that one.
I really want to watch more Oshinoko though. Like I watched the whole movie, like the first
Mm-hmm.
episode. It was really good, and it still makes me cry.
I read 30 chapters of the manga, so I'm not in any rush to watch it, but I do want to watch it
Mm, yeah,
because it does look really well animated.
yeah. My friend has a problem with school setting, so he's just like, "But school setting,
Mm-hmm.
because it changes to a school." And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I do not care. There's also the reverse is a kind of there's another one where yeah, there's
Mm-hmm.
two where there's a lot of isekai this season. I have not wait, there's
There's
also the
too
vending
many.
machine run.
The vending machine he's got here.
Yeah.
Jesus. I
Like last season I really enjoyed the one where it's just a cooking anime basically.
mm-hmm.
Oh, that was great. Like you
I'm
had to be eating while watching that, or else you would get hungry.
oh, that's what happened when I watched Food Wars. I
Yeah,
had to
exactly.
continuously eat.
This is the same kind of this, but it's much more relaxed and it's an isekai. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yes. And like the expressions of the wolf is just perfect. Andrea.
So it's interesting you brought up food. What are some of your favorite foods to eat?
Like actually, or do I just say nuts?
Yeah, actually, like, what's some of the foods that Civ likes to eat?
The food that I like to eat, I love to eat. Uh, I kind of okay. So I kind of really like um like Christmas food.
Mm,
So in Denmark, I don't know if you know what tartlets are. Okay,
Tadalus?
no, tartlets. That's probably how you say it in English. It's actually a French thing, but like it's called tarteletta in the Danish,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like a butter dough ish pastry,
Mhm.
which is like a kind of a cup, like it kind of looks like a cupcake, and then it's like you put in a fake chicken soup inside of it. It's kind of, it looks very gross, but it tastes
Mhm.
amazing. Mm, that's like one of my favorite foods.
So I just
And then
looked it
I,
up, and I do recognize it.
yeah. Oh, nice. I love that.
I took a cuisine cooking class in college and
Oh, really?
we
Oh,
went over a
nice.
bunch of like different foods. And since I took 2 years of the class, Denmark did become one of the foods we went over.
Mm,
So I do remember having this. I didn't make it, but I did remember trying it, just
yes.
based off of it. It was good.
And then, like, if I'm really basic, because I don't have like rich and money, like, I really like a very classic thing, very Danish thing called rye bread. I love
Mm-hmm.
rye bread, which is, mm, ugh, like, and you don't even need to put a lot of stuff on it. It's just good. Like, you can put like, you don't need rye bread alone. It's like, it's
Mm-hmm.
like a bread. So with toppings, whatever. It's just so
Rye
good.
bread is good.
Yeah. So that's like the kind of things that I like to eat.
I know mine are very much so. I have a. Have you? I'm guarantee you've heard of pierogies.
Of what?
Pierogies?
Actually, I don't think so.
Really? I
No.
think it's a Norway dish, if I'm not mistaken.
Can you send the word?
Yeah, give me one moment. I'll send you what they look like real quick.
Ooh.
But they're really good.
You do cooking streams?
On occasion, yeah. I
Oh,
haven't done one in a while,
oh,
but I have done them.
that. I love cooking streams. I love watching
Oh,
onigiri.
onigiri is great. I'm not like don't expect onigiri level cooking. I might have taken cooking classes, but I'm not
Yeah.
that level.
Wait, is that Norwegian? Aren't those? Isn't that pasta, or isn't it like
Yeah,
a?
it's a dumpling type pasta.
It's a dumpling, yeah.
So you can have
Wait.
like mushrooms in it, sauerkraut,
That
um
sounds delicious.
mashed
And it looks
potatoes.
delicious.
Oh, it's so good. By far, pierogies are one of my favorite foods of all time. Um,
I do actually think I've heard the word
hmm
now that you mention it, but I could not remember like what the food looked like, what it was supposed to be. But I do think I've heard about it, and it looks super good.
I can't really roll my tongue to really say how it's supposed to be said, but I do try.
Yes.
That's what the word is.
mm.
The other one I really like that I have cooked is yakisoba.
Oh my god, you know how to make yakisoba?
It's so
Oh.
good. I made a homemade ramen. I made kamatana udon. So I'm a big fan of Japanese style foods.
Well, surprise you were a weeb, but in general, like
Surprise.
my friend is also a huge like
hmm
she's so much into, she also really likes Korean food. I actually think she does like Korean food over Japanese food,
hmm
but she's like really good at cooking Oriental food compared to me. So whenever she's over, she'll be like, "Oh, let's have this." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've never had that before. Let me try."
hmm
But I do like my ramen a lot. I mean, even though I'm actually not a noodles person, I don't like instant ramen or like instant noodles at all.
I
Keep that away from me.
I'm actually the same. I've never been a big fan of
Ooh.
instant ramen, but I have gotten into it a lot more because of
Mm-hmm.
one reason, and that is because I'm sending you a couple of the things I made. Um, but I usually have been making whenever I make instant ramen. Funny
Yeah.
enough, I actually change it up a lot.
Yeah. No, my problem is actually not the like the taste or anything. The problem is the texture of the
hmm
noodles.
Yep.
So it's also because I was a child and I was like, oh, this is what noodles are. I did
hmm
refuse to eat noodles for a long time because I was like, I'm not gonna eat noodles if that's what noodles taste like. if that's the consistency of noodles, but instant ramen noodles are so different from actual noodle like
Mm-hmm.
ramen noodles. But like I for a long while I thought that was what it is, and I was like, I'm not gonna eat that. You
Yeah,
cannot force me to eat that.
I've had regular like what ramen noodles are supposed to taste like. It's very hard for me to go back, but
Mm,
the cheap man's instant ramen's very hard not to eat because it's like $1 to get like a
yeah.
12 pack of it. So it's very, very simple things, and then all I have to do is like cook a egg up, boil an egg, make it a little bit harder. Um,
Mm,
you add in some parsley, some basil, add in some salt, a little bit of garlic powder into that, add a piece of seaweed and some green onions, and you pretty much got ramen there. Or if you want
mm.
really cheap man stuff, instead of getting like pork or something, just get chicken tenders.
Oh, I love chicken. Like I prefer chicken over a lot of meats
I do
actually.
too, but I not anymore. Well, I used to work at a chicken place,
Oh, oh, I
so
see, I see, I see how
very
that
hard for me,
ruins you.
very hard for me to eat chicken nowadays.
So, do you prefer pork or
I do for
ooh?
pork or I really like pork. I still like chicken. Don't get me wrong. Chicken has always been one of those foods that I will always go back to, always eat.
Mm,
But I've been really preferring pork as of late,
yes.
just
I
because.
am not a big beef person in
Mm-hmm.
general, so I've already always preferred like lighter meat in general. So
Mm-hmm.
chicken, and then pork is like the second. Like it's not light, but it's still lighter than like
Mm-hmm.
beef. And I was like, yeah,
Oh, I hate beef.
pork.
Beef is by far my least favorite. Beef or
Like
turkey.
it can be really good. It can be really good, but
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not good at cooking it, so I'm like I always be like, oh, sad every time I try to cook it.
I
Oh, I
sent you
love
all.
eggs.
I sent you all the stuff I have made that I have on my phone. I made other things.
Mm,
I just haven't don't have them on my phone.
yeah. Oh.
Um. Yeah. I usually when it comes to food, I usually cook like Japanese stuff or sometimes American stuff. But I'm not the biggest meat person, so I don't do a lot of American stuff. Like I cooked a salmon
Mm.
recently, and I made it really freaking
Salmon.
good.
Oh, I'm actually not a big. Okay, I'm not a big fish or I can
Mm-hmm.
eat fish, but I cannot eat shellfish
Oh,
at
that's
all. I cannot
I
eat
can understand
shrimps
that.
or prawn.
I
Yeah,
I can understand that pretty much. I love shrimp. I love lobster. I love crabs. But
I
I
can eat crab. I
shellfish
can
I
eat
can.
crab. I can just not shellfish. No.
Some shellfish I can't eat.
Yeah, like it's not that I'm allergic. I just don't like it.
Oh, that's understandable. There's a lot of things I don't like. I know for myself, when I was a child, I always ate whatever my mom gave me, except sweets. Sweets has always been my downfall. I'll go to my grandma's house, and she had like roll ups. So she gave my family a bunch of like, um, what is it like these cool desserts that she made. I would not touch it worth a crap of me. I would ask just for a fruit roll-up, and that was my dessert. I did not want any desserts when I was younger.
Oh no!
I've
Do
got
you
to the
like
point where I can.
desserts now?
I I like a couple of them. I'm not the biggest dessert guy.
Okay,
I
because
most
I'm the
definitely.
complete opposite.
I
I
can eat
love
any
desserts.
food
I
you give
love
me.
bacon.
If you put any food in front of me, I will eat it. You put any
Mm.
desserts in front of me, I will not.
Oh,
If I think the tester is gonna be bad, my body immediately says you're not putting that in us, or you're not gonna like
interesting.
us. Like my
Oh,
stomach all of a sudden gets full if my body doesn't want to eat it,
mm.
which is the funniest and wackiest thing. But gosh darn it, yeah, it saved me many
Wait,
times.
nice.
I have ate some of grandma's sweets, but not all of them. So kind of going over to Twitch. When did you first start doing Twitch?
So I started doing Twitch in 2021. So we are almost at the second year. I started
Mm-hmm.
in summer of 2021.
How are you liking it so
Um,
far?
I'm in love. I really like it. I would like to do it for a lot longer,
Mm-hmm.
but it is like I would say I'm sometimes I push myself a little bit too hard. Sometimes
Mhm.
it's hard, especially because there's so much competition now. So it also
Yep.
feel like there's bigger pressure. But aside from that, I just enjoyed a lot. I enjoy the freedom that comes with it, but I also really try to push myself
Mhm.
to like put out good content and interesting content.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah.
need more?
No, no, no. I was lost in thought for a moment.
Oh,
um, yeah. Usually when it comes to like the content nowadays, it has been really like bonkers now because you have so much competition.
yes.
And I can only imagine like I have competition right now as like a talk show host.
Mhm.
But I've seen so many VTubers, so it's hard to compete with so many of them and be unique anymore.
Yes.
Because there's still, don't get me wrong, a lot of people can still become unique. There's stuff people haven't discovered yet, um, that I have thought about doing, but
Mm,
it's pretty much taking what makes someone unique and makes another person unique and try and balancing that and becoming your own person. Um,
yes.
and if you are not unique in a way to kind of bring an audience, you're not really gonna have people come in, and it's the sad thing of everything.
It takes like I would say that I was very lucky
Mm-hmm.
because I had like a little bit of a push in the beginning. So I definitely had help building an audience.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot really imagine how it is to just start from the bottom and go up completely. But it must be so hard, especially even harder now. Like
Mm-hmm.
even harder now, I think. And I would say that I both like I want to be unique, but I'm also like in like I want to do the things that I like, and that's probably what
Mm-hmm.
most people enjoy the most. Like they when they see the streamer being happy with what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Because
know.
yes, it's important to follow trends, but then I'm also like, is it really just because everyone else is doing it? Like, what is gonna make me stand out from everyone else who's doing this thing?
Mm-hmm. It's really hard to stand out nowadays, and that's funny and interesting. You actually bring that up because I'm gonna actually switch us from that over to more rougher moments when it comes to Twitch. A lot of things that people don't know when it comes to Twitch is the feeling of being demotivated. Um, I'm assuming you have felt demotivated to make content before, right?
uh, I have tried to not get burnout, but sometimes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even this week, like sometimes it's hard to force yourself, and then
Mm-hmm.
I will just be like, in the beginning, I would push myself a lot more, but lately I've become more of a, oh, I'm not feeling it today, so I should not be streaming. I'm
Yep.
gonna cancel stream today,
That
and
seems honestly that's
it's
exactly what you
better.
want to do.
Yeah, that's much better. To be fair, than feel like, of course, you're like, oh, I'm disappointing the
Mm-hmm.
people who are here. Um, but I'm also more like I want to focus on my mental health, especially uh like stressful times where if something is happening outside of stream even and you're like, oh, but I can't force myself to just be super happy today. Especially if you have like a happy persona.
Mm-hmm.
I'm luckily I feel like I can be more like open with my chat and but like I know some people are like very much I'm this person we always need to be I do want chat to be comfy, but I'm also I don't need to be super hype all the time. I cannot understand people who are hype like hype personalities.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like that must be so tiring sometimes. I'm like trying to find a motivation for that where I'm like, I can easily go on and be like, today I'm gonna be a little more mellow. I hope that's
Mm-hmm.
okay because I'm I feel a little bit down or something. Sometimes I will do that, but but lately I've been more of a I just don't feel motivated. I just
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just gonna take a day off. I hope that's okay.
So I have a friend who is right now going through burnout, and I actually really like the response I gave to it. Um, because I like to imagine whenever like you look at content, I have got into these one streaming called Dud Dug, and a lot of my creativity had come from him. Where I have take
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do a lot of the streams he has done, but with my own spin to it.
Yeah.
So that's where some of my series come from, where I challenged my friends to tabs, but it was mainly inspired because I saw a stream when he did it.
Yeah.
Um, but I look at it through like he looked at some things. He did a series where he went over food, and I like how I it's content creation is like eating at a restaurant. You keep on
Yeah.
making content and experimenting to see what works. So you go to a new restaurant or you go to a different restaurant, see which one you like the best. And then when you
Mm-hmm.
finally reach that your favorite restaurant and your favorite type of content, you keep on doing it because that's what
Yes.
works. Or the type of content that makes you gives you the most audience, stuff like that. You keep on doing it, and then as you keep on eating the same food over and over again, you kind of get burnt out of that food. You want to try something else, but you can't. You
But you feel like you can't
mhm.
because you're gonna lose some audience
Yep.
because there are some of people who are only there for, well, the food,
Mhm.
that food, and I'm like,
And,
ah,
and once you get to that point, it's more or less trying to experiment once again to develop a passion for that same food or a
mm,
passion to try and branch out a little bit. And that's where if you branch out to a new style of cooking or a new style restaurant, it's kind of hard to kind of gain back some of the audience because I've seen it happen many times where some of my friends have went through burnout and tried something else, but they can't because their audience doesn't want it. Um,
yeah, that's why I'm like I do have some stuff on my definitely that pulls more on my channel than others,
mm-hmm,
but I'm also more focused on if I don't want to do this, why, like, is it even fun for other people to watch it
mm-hmm,
if I don't seem like I'm enjoying it? Especially since I would also say there's a difference between a content creator where the focus is also on what type of content you do, whereas a lot of people watch me for personality
mm-hmm,
with, especially between YouTube and Twitch. It can be very different
mm-hmm,
because you are also a YouTuber and you do
mm-hmm,
kind of like YouTube content, right? That is a, I would say that that kind of creative burnout is much different than the kind of burnout I experienced, which is more of, oh, like I stream so much that I forget to do stuff and
mm-hmm,
take care of myself. But I also run out of like, oh, I've done this type of game only on my channel for so long. Are people not like, do people want something else? What do my viewers want? And then I'm
mm-hmm,
like, but what if they don't, what if I don't like it or they don't find it interesting? If I want to try something new, like, yeah.
mm-hmm. And that's a hard part about doing Twitch is just try and find an audience in the first place.
Mm,
And when you get the audience, it's hard to retain it because sometimes you want to try something else and the people don't want you to do something else, and that's the rough part.
yeah.
Because you might have a big audience, but say you're wanting to play this game or you want to try something new. Like
Mm,
say you decided to do a cooking stream. Some people, your dedicated fans will still want you to do that and still be like, "Oh hell yeah!" The people
yeah.
who just came in to watch you play like Apex or something is gonna be like, "Yeah, I don't give a frick about cooking. Let me go
I
watch
don't
this
give a
Apex streamer."
yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, no, that is exactly the feeling where you're like, oh yeah, I want to do variety because you want to do
Mhm.
variety content, but sometimes that can also be bad if you do too much variety. But I'm like,
Mhm.
I try my best. Like, uh, there's also the notion that, for example, doing a cooking stream.
Mhm.
I've done one cooking stream now for the first time because I got a laptop,
Mhm.
but um for some people it's not possible because people are so, especially as a VTuber, they're
Mhm.
so ingrained into the idea that my VTuber cannot be real. They don't have a real body.
Yep.
This is them. Their avatar is them. So even a hand reveal is like too much for some audiences. I
Mhm.
just don't give a fuck. In my community, I again, this is about going beyond boundaries where you're like,
Mhm.
I like, what are you comfortable? What is your audience comfortable with? I'm just, I'm brainwashing my community into being okay with it by doing all, like
Mhm.
today I did another cosplay stream which is a thing that I've done where I which is something I do for because I both like it, but also
Mm-hmm.
because it's sometimes fun for the audience to like, oh, then we're playing this game today, and I'm gonna be cosplaying a character from this game. Isn't that fun? Like, it's not
Mm-hmm.
that fun, but like, it's just a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. So have you ever done
uh,
a face reveal or no?
I have done accidental face reveal once. I
Oh,
think
what?
me. I think once, but there's also the notion that I have done face reveal at cons.
Mm-hmm.
I say to my viewers that if I'm at a con and I do a meetup, I'm gonna tell you, you can just I'm not afraid to show my face there, but I'm not really comfortable about showing my face on stream.
Oh yeah.
But this is I have, okay, and this is, I know this is like, we've been working on it for almost 1.5 years, but I have paid for, or my viewers have paid for a very expensive Sif cosplay.
Ooh.
So I think might do a face reveal on stream at some point. But I'm a little bit hesitant about it because I kind of just also want to do the cosplay for conventions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Understandable.
still thinking about it. But yeah.
That's nothing wrong with that at all. I know I know some people some content creators, the face reveal is what people want, and once they do their face reveal, they kind of leave because
Yeah,
now the
exactly.
anticipation is gone. And I don't
Mm.
agree with that because if I like a content creator, I'm not gonna leave. Say if Nuts Taku, I really like Nuts, and he did a face reveal out of nowhere. I wouldn't. I would
Holy
still
fuck! I
watch him.
have not even. I've never seen. I did not see that. Holy shit! Wait, Nox did a face
No, no,
reveal?
no, no. I said if he were to do it.
Oh, he would. Oh yeah. I'm like, yeah.
No,
Why not? Like,
he will never do
I
one.
was like, I'm like, I don't think he. I
Granted,
could not really imagine.
granted, I have grown out of his content a little bit, but when I was into his content, I probably wouldn't care if he actually did a face reveal.
Oh, I've also grown a little bit out of Nux's content, but I do think he's an amazing content creator.
Oh yeah.
I sometimes watch his videos, especially because I just want to support because I still think
Mhm.
he's he's nice. I know all about the drama, and I'm like, I
Mhm.
try and not think about it. I don't would not. I would also say that that has not influenced at all what
Yep.
how I think about him because it's also hard because I have friends
And
or
Vishu.
that
Yeah.
know him, and I hear different things from different people, and it's just I try not to let it influence me, and I'm like, yeah.
Mhm. I've had friends like I went to Canada last year and I met up with like Brazen Rustage and they talked about nuts a little bit. So
Mm,
I found out a little bit more than I probably should have. But
yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's fine
Yeah.
because that you got to make sure you don't let people know, and that's easy to keep a secret sometimes. Because at the end of the day,
Mm,
like that's stuff I shouldn't know about.
yeah.
So,
And I just, yeah, I would also say like some people I know in this community would take that
mm-hmm.
like like that knowledge immediately and just put it out there.
Yep.
But I'm not that kind of person, especially because drama is the least thing that I hate
Mm-hmm.
drama.
I
That's like something I would never, and I don't think unless it's something really really bad that I found out, I'm like I mind, but then I also would not immediately just go out and say
no.
it because I know that would stir. But I'm like, if it's like really really bad, I would definitely try and talk
Mm-hmm.
to someone about it. But if it's just to stir up like because there might be conflicts between some creators. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, people are not supposed like not everyone can like each other, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be involved in their conflicts just because they're having a conflict.
Mm-hmm. I
That's kind of my approach.
my approach is I just stay away from drama. If I feel like someone's gonna provide like cause drama, I usually do try and stay away.
Mm,
Like I still talk to them in real life friends, but I will try my hardest if I know they're gonna cause some type of drama. I will try and keep them away from like my streams and stuff because I don't want to be a part of drama, and
no,
I have
don't
no
want to be a part of it.
I because I'm usually a pretty wholesome guy. I I have never like caused anything that would cause any drama except like one time. One time I
Mm,
almost did, but it was like me being sarcastic to a friend, and me asking my friend was it all right to even do that. And a lot of people took the post too literally. 'Cause I think
Yeah.
I was talking to my friend. We started joking around. I think we were in like a VC or something, and we started
Mhm.
talking about stuff. And then he was just like, "Dude, I just realized I didn't follow you on Twitter." I'm like, "Hey, can I make a tweet real quick?" Just being sarcastic
Damn.
as all get out. And
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I can't believe one of my closest friends decided not to follow me on Twitter. Oh my
Oh my
jeez,
god.
oh peas. And
People
so
took
many
that
took
as
that.
bait. Oh
I
god.
I have so many people. I'm not even joking. I had friends say they were disappointed in me. Friends who were just like, I can't believe you're doing this. You're shaming him. And he did not take it that way. He was taking it as the joke. He laughed
Yeah.
at the tweet. And when he saw all the replies, he was like, dude, what the fuck? Are you guys really doing this? Like, it was a joke.
Mm.
Like, I knew this was happening, and you guys took it too literally. And everyone had to apologize to me because they actually made me start crying because all of a sudden, like, I'm getting like
Oh.
harassed by all my friends that I thought were like very close friends, and
I
at
would say that that's probably,
hmm
unfortunately, the only thing that about that is
yeah,
be careful because
that's
it's
why I
gonna
have
translate in text.
that's why I haven't made that many sarcastic jokes on Twitter. Whenever I
Yes.
make a joke like that, it's always on stream because I can kind of imply it like, oh, he's
Mm.
being sarcastic. Where on Twitter, I was just like,
Yes.
you know what? I was trying to be as clear as possible that this is a joke, but apparently no one took it as that. So
Mm.
I immediately would just like I did a formal apology, even though I didn't need to, but I did one anyways, just because I didn't want this. Don't put these
Yeah.
controversy on me. I just made a joke.
Mm.
It's not even that
No, I
bad.
would also say there's a lot of rules that I was
Mhm.
not aware of in the beginning of my streaming career and such. And
Mhm.
there's also still where you're like you're learning by doing,
Mhm.
and that can be also really hard sometimes. So sometimes people would be like, oh, I don't think that's okay to do, like you maybe you shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, oh really? And like it haven't brought me, like it didn't like haven't brought me any problems, but
Mhm.
they were like, you should probably not do that. And I'm like, okay. And then I just didn't, but like it might have could have caused me problems at some point.
Mhm.
Mm,
I had similar
that's
instances where people tell me don't do that, and I usually
yeah.
okay, no, that's fine. I I,
Okay.
I don't need
You
to.
know what? Let me just not do that.
I
Yeah.
wasn't a fan of it anyways, so
Mm,
so I wanted to go over one thing, because I know we're running slightly out of time. Um,
yes.
so I want to go over a couple questions, and the first one is I want to know. So VTubers get a lot of questions that could be overly sexualizing their persona.
Yes.
Because you're a VTuber. A lot of people don't see you as a person sometimes,
Yeah.
and
Unfortunately, both yes and no.
you get overly sexualizing comments or rude comments, and I was wondering how do you deal with those type of comments?
I would say it's kind of loose on my stream, but my
Mm-hmm.
mods are very harsh.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them can be very harsh, but like usually the rule is that don't come into my stream and start talking about my titties immediately, especially if you're a new viewer. No. If you're like, especially due to the kind of content I do, also aside from Twitch,
mm-hmm.
I'm not that like, especially since it's just my VTuber model. I'm just like I'm stiff when I'm streaming.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Like um you can make comments about the way my body is proportioned. It's a completely different thing when I, for example, again, as I said, I did my cosplay stream today. There's rules says you cannot comment about my body when I'm
Yeah.
doing like my RL bot, like my
Mm-hmm.
RTX model. My RTX model is off. You cannot, don't, rude. You can talk. What it's my like in my VTuber model, completely fine. A lot of things are fine. There are some times where you can go too far, but
Mm-hmm.
I handle those comments pretty well, and or else my mods are gonna be like, nope,
Get the bad note
nope,
out of here. They don't deserve to
yeah,
be here.
no. Be bad now to get ready to be cracked. Like again, like it's very interesting because I would also say I sometimes allow more comments probably than some streamers, and
Mm-hmm.
then but I also think it has something to do with like being a YouTuber compared to being a just some of my like definitely some of my other friends.
I I am most definitely not a lewd PNG tuber at all. I have gotten
Mhm,
like comments before, um,
mhm.
especially on how I sound, because I have a speech impediment where part of my tongue is paralyzed.
Yeah,
So I try my hardest to kind of come across as like a normal sounding person, but it's very hard because there's been some times where I have pronunciation issues or a word I can't say. I pause out of nowhere. I'm trying to think of a synonym for it,
yeah.
and that's really difficult sometimes. But a lot of people have pointed it out, like on YouTube videos or even over here on the comments, where some people are very harsh.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah,
That's just mean.
it is, but I usually just think they're a little child whenever they point that out.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
look
Like
at
I
it
would
like,
also always say that if you come in and you start just
mm-hmm.
saying blah 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 blah, I would always assume that you are not
You're
that
either
you are not mature to be here,
you're
anyways.
either a third grader or you're a man or a woman with a third grader persona,
Yes,
which means you're not worth my time.
respect your streamer. Respect.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're gonna always get that, and that's one thing you gotta deal with, especially with
Mm,
comments, lewd comments, especially if you are a lewd streamer. Those are
yes.
to be expected. And I'm still sad that a lot of people do have to go through with stuff like that, but at the end of the day,
Mm.
it's hard not to.
But there's also a big difference, and I would say I like your mod, like your PNG, like, and I also like both your like both your brown haired and your white haired. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're hot. But if you're like, but there's a very big difference between saying, oh, you're, I really like your PNG,
Mhm.
and then saying, oh my god, I just want to do XXXXX. Let me censor all of this in the comments,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you know what? Be sure you know
Mhm.
before you say something weird that you know that this person is okay with it. It's
Mhm.
obvious, especially like because there's also a lot of flirting in VTubing, and it can be very nice, and especially between even if you don't know them very well, if you kind of know their content, it can be like you can easily come out like easily say like a little bit of weird stuff
Mhm.
sometimes, especially even on Twitter. But like if it's someone you like don't know and they just made like a really horny comment on your tweet and you're like, especially if it's not even a lewd tweet, which I have
Mhm.
had, and I'm like, what?
I've seen it too many times.
Mm.
I think it might have been your tweet or someone else. It was your tweet. Noticed that someone commented on something that wasn't lewd, in a lewd manner, and I was very confused.
Yeah, exactly. But I would also say sometimes I do put tweets out there where I'm like
Mhm.
100% I'm ready to get all the weirdos. Like,
Mhm.
and that's again between me and other streamers, I'm much more, oh, I'm ready to get comments also because of who my VTuber artist is. She's a lewd artist. So a lot of people come in, like some people come in because they know her and they're like, oh, wow, you are just as this artist made you.
Mhm.
Because my VTuber mom really likes big boobs and she likes big thighs, and
Hey, everyone
it's
likes
just
what
how
they
it is.
like. You know,
Yeah.
I will never judge because at the end of the day, I like what I like.
Mm, exactly. But still, there's also just a big, again, still a big difference between only pointing out the boobs and then
Mhm.
just being like, hi, welcome in. I'm now here. And then if I see you a few, like, if I see you in a few streams and you start making like those kind of comments, I'm like, you know what? It's fine. Like,
Mhm. I I guarantee you, you'll never see me make comments like that. I am far from the
oh,
guy
that's
who would ever
completely
do
fine.
that.
That's probably fine.
Usually,
I
it's
don't
fine.
expect that from my I don't expect that from my all my friends. Like, but
Hmm.
I have even my mods are on that ship though.
I don't.
They're loot. I have loot mods and then I have my wholesome mods.
To give you an idea, my friends and I decided to do like a stream where we all took like the rice purity chest, but like off camera type deal, so
Oh
no one knows what we actually answered. Um,
no.
well, at least I didn't do it on stream. But I told them what I got. 'Cause I think the higher the score is, the more pure you are. And I got like literal
Yes.
angel because I got like a 96 out of 100. Like I did not do a lot in my life, and I'm the
Oh,
greatest human being for that. Because a lot of them was like, did you do drugs? A lot of
I've
sexual
never done
questions.
drugs.
I have never done either
Yeah.
one of those because I just don't care. I like doing my own stuff and kind of helping myself out, make more money.
Yeah.
Mentality. Put all my time into like going to work, getting some
Mm,
overtime, working 2 jobs, or doing
I would
podcasts
say
like
that you're
this.
also doing a goddamn podcast at the same
Yeah.
time as working your jobs. Jobs.
I don't have time for relationships. Relationships for nerds. Well, at least some of them are.
You're a nerd if you're in a
You're a
relationship.
nerd. I'm totally not salty that I'm not in one, but you're a nerd. So for the final
Yeah.
question I'm going to ask is more or less for the future. Any fun plans for the future of your channel?
Oh, yes. Okay. So I have a new outfit slash model. I would say outfit though. Outfit coming out for my second year anniversary. I'm very excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
They've been waiting for that for 1.5 year almost. But it's coming now, and I'm very excited for that. And then I also want to do my first ever uncapped subathon this year.
Ooh.
I've never done one before. I've only done cap once. So that's also going to be interesting. I'm not sure if it's going to be with my second year. I think it is, but then it takes a lot of planning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only reason why I haven't really wanted to do one, because I know it takes a lot of planning.
Yeah, it takes a lot of planning, a lot of time to out of your days. I've seen too many
Mm,
people do them, and I always make a comment. I would never do one.
yeah, no. It takes, like, I would say, like, streaming is my full-time job, so I don't have another job at the
Mm-hmm.
side, which is, a problem for some people. So
Mm-hmm.
I am able to do it, but the reason is that, like, you can do I don't think I will be able to do like that constantly for 2 weeks, and like
Mm-hmm.
what would I have in between when I'm sleeping? Like that idea scares me, and I'm like, and that's okay. This is more of a me thing than like I actually probably know a lot of people in the VTuber community, and I have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
friends, but I'm also like afraid to ask people to like help me, even though they probably would be very willing to help me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how?
I know
So yeah,
I had a friend ask if I would be willing to be on her like stream to help her out sometimes. I told her, yeah, of course.
yeah, I know, but most people are like really willing to do it. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm. But it's really hard to get motivated to do that. I mean, at the end of the
yeah.
day, it is a long freaking stream you're dedicating your life to.
Yeah, also because like it's not that like I don't want to be I want to be streaming. I don't want to be streaming like 10 hours every day, and that's like
Mm-hmm.
normal what happens when you're doing it and it comes of fun. I'm like, I think I would die. Also because I would say I have a social life aside from it, but I still want to try and do it, but I might have to do it in a like a weird way that
Mm-hmm.
fits my personality more than just doing like the normal one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have seen people who are like, like every when social life when you're offline, like you just stop the timer,
Mm-hmm.
and then it only goes down when you're streaming, which could be make sense. But yeah,
Yeah, my social life is just I hang out with friends online.
yeah.
I sometimes go out because I have friends in IRL, and I met a couple people on the internet who lives in Michigan. Um,
Oh,
so I don't really mind telling people I live in Michigan. I don't tell people where I live
mm.
exactly, like what state. I mean, what part of the state, but I live in Michigan. If you find me in Michigan, I'm here somewhere.
I would say I probably given them more information than enough information for some people to know find me. Because like I live in a very small country,
Mhm.
and I've said which part of the country that I do live in, because I do get my occasional Danish viewers, and they're like, "Oh, where are you from in Denmark?" And then I start speaking Danish, and they're like, "Oh, I know where you're from."
I know where you're at.
Not Yeah, not yeah. That would be creepy, but no, they're more like, oh, I would know around which part you're from,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a very big difference between dialect from the capital and the dialect from
Yep.
where like the rest of the country. So,
I I don't think a lot of people know where I am because I don't really post a lot of things like where I go or stuff like
mm.
that. Like, oh, I go to the locals GameStop, post a picture of the GameStop. Oh, I go to my
I
local McDonald's, put the picture of my McDonald's.
I actually don't. I sometimes I see like the most beautiful view of my city, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, this is so pretty." But then I'm like, if I can't post this, like, because I know some people are like they're just the best geoguesser. They're the
Yeah.
best geoguessers in the world, and I'm like, yeah, I cannot do that. But I can, however, like when I'm out, if I'm like
Mm-hmm.
going to convention in Copenhagen or if I'm going to in another country, I'm not afraid to like post pictures after the fact. Like if I went somewhere and took pictures, I can put. I'm not afraid to post pictures after. Then I was here.
I when I was over in Canada, I had no problem posting stuff over there because if someone were to come
Mm,
over and be like, "Hey, I know you," I'll be like, "Oh, what? Since when?"
yeah. Since when? Well, you have your fans. Problem.
Maybe if people came
Yeah.
over and was just like, "Hey, I know who you are. You're Tao, right?" I'm like, "Oh, sure." That
Yeah.
sounds like me, I
But people
guess.
also have to like like recognize you. I do think I'm kind of recognizable. So like even though I'm not exactly my VTuber model 100%, I do think I have I'm very similar
Hmm.
in energy and my voice. So I do think some people would recognize me.
I I think people would recognize me off my voice. If I were to start talking 100%, everyone would know who I am. If
Mm.
you know who I am, like if you watch my streams on a regular basis, and all of a sudden you go to like a convention, I'm over there talking to someone, you probably recognize my voice.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I've had people recognize me just by my voice. Um, because I know,
You still have a very special voice.
yeah, I'm very special.
What a special boy.
I'm a
I
very
see.
special boy.
Oh, you're such a good boy, Tao.
Oh God. Right, like I said in chat, if anyone has any questions, I am taking those now.
Do Chad has questions? Do
Maybe.
you, do you even think you are worthy of giving me questions, Chad?
Are they?
Hmm.
We'll find out.
But
Now, I know
technically, yeah, they can.
I went to Canada and I took a video of Niagara Falls, and then after that, I think it was Briggs commenting on like, "Wait, were you there?" I'm like, "Yeah, we just got
Uh,
there like 3 minutes ago."
ah,
So
no.
I missed Briggs and Rustage at Niagara Falls by like 3 minutes.
Oh my god, I really want to meet Rustage or RL. I want to meet more so badly. I don't know why he's so
Rustage,
precious.
Rustage is a very precious boy. He reminds me too much of myself.
But he's also so busy. I'm like sometimes so worried about him. I'm
I
like,
also
man,
worry.
do you ever sleep? And then I'm like, probably not. He does not sleep. This man does not sleep.
For not safe for work questions, I do allow it to the point of the streamer.
Mm,
Civ,
I
I
pay my
pay
taxes. Oh, you read it.
no Civ, I pay my taxes when will you lower the prices for the redeems?
When did you pay your taxes? You paid your taxes? What kind of taxes are we talking about? I will
Hmm.
not lower. I will not lower
No,
the redeems.
she's actually gonna increase it after this stream. Don't worry.
Yes.
She
Yeah, exactly.
she need more
Just for
channel
you,
points,
Curie.
just for you.
Yeah. I spent 1 million points.
Well, you gotta spend 2 million points to get a discount.
When is that anniversary, by the way? The anniversary is the 11th of July. Yes. Yes, 11th of July. That's when the anniversary is.
In 2 months, baby.
It's 2 months, baby. Sorry. Oh, oh, do you want. Have I shown you? No, I. I haven't shown everyone, but I can show I can show the model a little bit. I like being like, I don't know, I like teasing chat, so I like giving
Mm.
them, like, you cannot see, but I like having other people react to it so they can be like, yeah, this is nice, or this is too much, or because this is, I would say it's a little bit much, especially in the pictures that I have of it. It can be a little bit too much, but
Yeah, I will say I usually don't reveal our people's chats.
there we go. YouTube in the center.
Holy
I'm very,
Jesus!
yeah.
That's pretty. That's a nice model.
You're right. I also, but we actually had to add a little more around the hips, like, so it's been updated since that this is an
Mm-hmm.
old picture because we're just a little bit nervous about the TOS of Twitch, so we had to cover it a little bit more. But
I
I'm very
think.
excited for it.
I think it. I think it's fine. I've seen worse on Twitch in terms of TOS breaking, and they still allow it. I mean, people do hot tub streams to be fair, and they're
Yes.
completely fine. But
Everyone was kidding me because I did a cosplay not long ago where I was a little bit nervous because normally I try to be like conscious about the TOS. So if it's not a little bit too revealing, I usually wear like biker shorts
mm-hmm.
or a bra underneath just to be sure that nothing shows.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in a hurry that day, so I just put it on and then I couldn't get it off. And I was like, okay, guys, we have to be very careful today so that I don't show anything
Mm-hmm.
for for
For
for
TOS.
for Twitch, yeah, for TOS, and they were like, but what if you just stand in a bucket of water? You could just stand in a bucket of water, hot tub stream,
Hot tub.
hot tub, bucket of water, bucket of warm water, hot tub
Warm
stream.
water, to be specific.
Yeah, it's warm water. I'm teasing you. Don't worry. I will release when we come closer. I will release sneaky peekies of the model, of
Sneak
course.
peeks.
Sneaky
Yeah.
peekies.
Hey, it's the perks of being, the manager of Taco Bell over here. That's the perk of it. Just become a manager of Taco Bell. You'll be able to get sneak peeks of everything.
Oh my god. Mm. I had Taco Bell for the first time this year ever,
Mm-hmm.
and I really liked it. Actually, I actually like it.
I actually don't like the food at Taco
I,
Bell.
I'm pretty sure you don't like it, especially if you're working there. But I'm also like, if you like the kind of food that I saw you cook, I can see why you're not really that into Taco Bell. But as a person who comes from a very limited fast food industry here in Denmark,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it was good fast food. I would love to have that kind of fast food here. Even though I love McDonald's, I'm like, sometimes I could just use some other type of fast food. Like, we don't really have chicken fast food places here
Mm-hmm.
either. So like the first time I had Popeyes, I was like,
Oh,
oh,
Popeyes, man. Their chicken sandwich
mm,
is god tier.
yeah. So that's why, yeah.
Same with
I'm like,
Checkers. Checkers or Rallies. Well, they're both the same place, but Checkers
mm.
Rallies has one of the best chicken sandwiches and the best fries.
Oh, this is a question for you. You get a question.
Oh, why do I get questions? I don't like this. You know
They
what?
want to
I
know your
dislike
favorite
questions.
Konosuba character.
Favorite Konosuba character. I could do a line and be like, "Oh, I like Darkness because she's a masochist like me." But
Well,
I would say I probably either Cosmo or Megumin. They've always been my two
I
favorites.
love Kazuma. Like, Kazuma is my boy. Yes, like, he is also one of my top tier husbandos. He's in my basement. People are like, but that's like, he's like one of the most generic like looking characters in the world. But I'm like, do you know how funny this man is? This
Mm-hmm.
man is super funny. He's mine.
He's mine. No, yeah, I probably would go Cosmo and Megumin. I always like they always made me laugh.
Mm.
Place say
Yeah,
Sylvia. I don't remember who Sylvia is. Is she from the
she's
movie?
from the movie. Yeah.
She's the booba PP lady, right?
Yes,
Okay.
she is. She's the snake woman.
Would you like to
Oh, she
serve
becomes a
Soviet
snake lady.
Union?
So you.
Uh,
That's a shitty pun.
maybe. If I had to choose a waifu in Konosuba, it probably would be Union or Wiz.
Western Union, but that's also because, like, yeah, I
I
agree.
can't see like any of the main three girls as waifus. I just can't.
And like, and when I say like, I wouldn't call Megumin my wife, but that's
Oh
why I call her
god,
my spirit animal.
she's best girl though.
She's
That's
best girl, but she's also my spirit animal.
mm-hmm.
Would you like Wiz arts?
Mm-hmm.
hmm Oh my god, my friend became a wizard this first day.
Ooh.
Yeah. He became 30 and he turned into a wizard, everyone.
You-
So we celebrated him yesterday and
oh
had
heck
cake.
yeah, cake.
I made the layer cake.
That
You're
sounds good.
not into cake, you said.
I actually
You
do
said
like
you're not
cake.
into dessert.
I'm not
Oh,
into
I don't.
desserts, but I do like cake. I've gotten a lot
Oh.
more into desserts as of like recently, in recent years, but I'm still not the biggest in desserts. I think my favorite dessert
Mm.
is a lemon meringue pie. That stuff
Oh, you
goes hard.
pie? I'm actually not a big like. I wouldn't say I'm not a big pie
I hate
fan.
pie.
We just really don't eat pie here.
I don't like
Pie
pie
is
at
not
all.
really a part of our culture at all,
I probably
which is a little bit sad.
if you were to ever meet me in real life and you wanted to try lemon meringue pie, I would get that because lemon meringue pie is my favorite dessert.
Oh,
I
interesting.
I do prefer cake though. I do
I do
not.
prefer cake as well.
The only pies I eat is like the Oreo pie I had in college, and then
Mm,
lemon meringue pie. I also do like what
key
is it?
lime.
Key lime.
Key lime. Yeah. I would say that pie, like here, pie is much more. People make like I guess meat pies a lot more like dinner pies instead of like dessert pies a lot more here.
Yeah, it's
It's
not a traditional pie at all.
yeah.
um, but I do like the regular type cakes though. I like cheesecake.
I love that's my favorite type of cake. I'm
Probably
a
mine
big
as well.
cheesecake fan.
A good cheesecake hits
Oh,
different.
yes. And I like every single time. I both like baked and unbaked. I
Mm-hmm.
think I prefer unbaked personally, but I do also really like baked cheesecake.
I understand
Why do
people
you
who
not like cheesecake?
I know some people who don't like cheesecake. One of the
I do
streamers I
also
watch,
know,
he does not care for cheesecake at all.
like, I can get why you're maybe not the biggest fan, but why cheesecake? No, like, unless you are lactose intolerant.
I think it's more or less
I
like a texture thing for some people.
oh, hmm.
I think.
I
And
guess
some people
yeah,
just
because
don't
it's
like
more of a
cheese.
mousse. Like, yeah, but there's no cheese
Yeah.
flavor. But I would say texture wise, if you're not into like puddings
mhm.
or and that kind of that or
Mhm.
mousse, you're not gonna be into cheesecake at all. I would believe I would agree. Mm.
I'm very much the same. I don't really eat too many desserts nowadays, or even back then.
I am not into tres leches at all.
I'm not either.
I oh, it's too sweet.
I don't like.
It's so sweet.
It was really sweet, and on top of that, I don't like the texture of it.
No, it's like kind of from okay. I've only had it once, but the way they make it right is that like they kind of like moist the
Mhm.
sponges, which makes
Yeah.
them kind of soggy, right?
Yeah.
And I did not like that at all. And it was so sweet. So no. Like I really like whipped cream and like like and frosting and all that kind of stuff,
mhm.
but I'm not into dress at all. Oh, nope. I'm sorry, Rose, if that's your favorite dessert. That's just not my taste.
Alrighty. I think that's gonna wrap up for the interview. Is there?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take any more questions from chat. I think we got a lot of the questions all taken care of. Is there
Mm-hmm.
any final words you want to give to chat, real quick?
Chad, you were a bunch of perverts. That's it.
Ugh.
I'm just speaking truth.
Next, you're gonna say you hate flan. I actually do not care for flan. Flan fucking sucks.
Oh, I tried flan once, but I'm not the biggest fan of it.
I tried it several times. I probably had it 5 times
And you
in 2
still
different
don't.
years, and I fucking hated it every time.
No, you, Sif.
No, you.
No, you.
But thank you everyone
But
who came out. I got more of these coming along next week. I got one on Wednesday, and I got one the Wednesday after that. I think most of these will be taking place at Wednesday at 4 p.m. That's usually what I'm going to be
ooh,
going for.
have you reeled a guest yet, or
I
who are they?
I already got the guest revealed. It is Liz Justice.
Liz! Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, Liz is a precious. She's so precious.
Liz is so fun.
Holy fuck! Oh my God, I'm gonna maybe stop by if I have time. If I'm not streaming, and if I have time, I'm probably gonna stop by.
Of course.
Oh yes. Oh yes, guys,
So
go and watch Liz and
I'll leave it up to
go
you.
watch Tao.
Who do you want me to raid?
Oh, I have an idea. We should raid. Right now, do you like? Okay, I need to know. Do you like Yu-Gi-Oh?
I
Or
love
you're not
Yu-Gi-Oh.
into Yu-Gi-Oh?
I
You
love
love
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh? Then we should be raiding Hasher Brown. He's holding I think a tournament right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Asher Brown.
Yeah, so Hasher underscore Brown instead of Brown. Yeah.
Alrighty. He's hosting a tournament. I'll give him the love. I think I got it right.
Yeah, you did.
Sweet.
Yes, he is. He's very awesome. What raid would you like to make?
What raid?
Yeah.
I'm just doing the regular Sif raid. Pretend this is Sif's.
Oh
Sif
no!
stream. We were sent by
We're
Sif.
raiding. We were we were sent by Sif. Let's go. Ah. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for coming. It's always so nice to do these, and it's always nice to get to know you too. Like, one thing is that this is about me, but I also get to know a lot about you
Mm-hmm.
now. So that's very fun. I really like doing interviews.
Let me make
Send by
sure.
Save Ray. Let's go.
Oh, this is a tier 1 emote. Oh, fuck. I thought that was a... What's my... Oh, I don't remember what my follower emotes are. Hold on.
Yeah, I can't remember either. It's fine.
Just use this, I guess. That one, I guess.
Whee!
We were sent by Sif.
Kaiba! Oh my god, that's perfectly for the Yu-Gi-Oh word though.
Mm-hmm. Tao motherfucking Kaiba.
Time of the freaking Kaiba, let's go.
Alrighty, boys. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!
Bye bye!